Don't hit the girl. I'm really hoping I don't lose that. I got it tight, as tight as I could get it, but I've never ridden with it like that, so I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We're just cruising anyway. It's a beautiful day. I feel like every time I make these videos, it's a beautiful day. This whole ride's pretty much freeway, so my voice is probably gonna get a little shaky, and there might be some wind noise, but we'll see what's up with that. We'll see how it comes out. Yeah, see that? That's that speed wobble I'm telling you guys about. But everybody's like, no, I've never seen no speed wobbles. And that was a tiny one compared to what they usually are. Anyway. So you want to get a Rebel 1100. If you're interested in getting a Rebel 1100, I feel like there's more than just 5, but let's go over 5 things you're gonna want to know prior to buying a Rebel 1100. Again, I really hope the sound comes out crisp on this, because it is pretty windy. Alright, first thing is you are going to have so much fun on this bike. I would say that's number one. I've been on day trips with this bike. I've commuted with this bike. I've been to the mountains on this bike, the snow. I've been to the desert on this bike. The bike literally does everything. It does everything you could ask for it to do. Whether you're a seasoned rider, whether you're a beginner, I wouldn't say it's a good idea to get it for your first bike. An argument can be made either way, but first bike maybe not. Second bike maybe, I don't know, but I feel like if you get it as your first bike, there are modes to put it in. You can put it in rain mode and get kind of used to the power, get used to everything about the bike, and then like gradually turn it up, gradually add more power, gradually go to standard mode and sport mode and everything like that. But you're gonna have so much fun. It's you're able to cruise on the bike, you're able to, you know, speed and get away from traffic. You can split lanes just fine if you're in California or any other state that allows that. like I said, I've been to the mountains. I've been on, you know, twisty rides with my friends who have much faster bikes, and you know, you're not gonna keep up per se, but you're gonna have a ton of fun. Like, the bike can handle twisty roads. The bike has a good amount of handling. Day trips, or, you know, longer rides, like, you know, I'd say the longest trip I went to was about 4 hours away. I haven't really done anything longer than that. It's just not really my style, and I haven't really had the opportunity, but it definitely did the job. It was comfortable. You could throw a rack on the back, or some soft bags, or even the hard bags that come with this one, the Rebel 1100T. And yeah, you can carry all your gear, carry whatever you need to take for like an overnighter, or, you know, throw a sissy bar on the back, take all your luggage. So, but the bike itself does absolutely phenomenal. I would say it's a tiny bit twitchy at lower gears. The throttle seems a bit twitchy. You might be able to adjust that in the settings, like maybe engine braking or something like that, but as far as you know, the riding itself, the clutch is super smooth. The brakes are good. Throttle's good. It's got power. It's got comfort. So it's definitely good for longer trips. It's definitely good for twisty rides. It's definitely good for commuting. I would commute 30 miles one way, so 60 miles, and one way would be kind of in the daytime. Coming home would be at nighttime. Lighting is good. It's got good lighting. Commutes really well. Like, you can tell right now, it's a comfortable ride. I'm not in a hurry to get away from this. I got a nice cushion behind me, so I'm content to sit in it, but I'm not uncomfortable as far as my back or my legs, or, you know, my hands. And that goes for, I think, another thing that you should know. Let's say bullet number 2 is this bike is for everybody. Some bikes are too tall, some bikes are too short, some bikes are too wide, some bikes are too powerful, some bikes are too slow. I feel like this bike is for everybody. Tall, short, male, female, experienced, non-experienced. Like I said, you can put it in rain mode, and that really dumbs down everything. Power, probably engine braking, traction control. Might actually turn that up, I don't know. So bullet number 2 is that this bike is for everybody. And that makes it a really big selling point. That makes it pretty desirable for anybody who's in the market for a cruiser slash touring. I don't know, it's more of a, it's not really a bagger, even the T version. We'll go ahead and call it a cruiser bike for anybody who's in the market for a sporty cruiser bike. It's pretty much, this is for you. In my case, I have when I bought this, I had my Gixxer. Now I have a GSXS, so I have I guess you could say faster bikes, sportier bikes. And I wanted something that was comfy, good to ride to work and go on long trips with, or cruises to San Diego. I wanted something like that. So as a second bike, and you're worried about spending a ton of money on a Harley, or maybe you just don't know at all what a good cruiser bike is, I'd say jump on this one. The 2025s have a nice TFT display and all kinds of stuff. This freeway is bumpy, bro. Wow. Might have to ride a little belligerent right here just to get away from people. I see a 5.0 up there though, so I'm not too keen on doing that right now. Oh, he's going the other way. We good. So number one, you're gonna have a ton of fun. Number two, you're gonna have a ton of fun no matter who you are. This bike is for everybody. You can do anything, go anywhere. All that being said, bullet number 3. I can do a 3, I promise. These gloves on. Bullet number 3 is it does have a speed limiter. If I ever got a little bit of open road, I'd be able to show you, but there's a lot of people out right now. So bullet number 3 of things you should know before buying a Honda Rebel 1100 is it does have a speed limiter. 100 miles an hour is all you're getting out of this bad boy. Maybe, I don't know, I might even cut at 99, I'm not sure. But I know there are ways to get rid of it. I think Heel Tech might have something. You could probably flash the ECU. But honestly, I don't know. This is not the type of bike where I think about flashing the ECU and getting all kinds of performance out of it. It's a cruiser. I mean, there are times, I think, no matter what you say, no matter who you are, no matter how you ride, there are times where you want and or need to go more than 100 miles an hour. That's just how it is. Especially in this California traffic where cars go well past 100 miles an hour. You know, your mom's Corolla goes faster than that. So I've had people come zooming up on me, zooming up on my rear, and I just really need to speed away and kind of get away from traffic, and it caps out at 100 miles an hour and they're still riding my butt, or they still pass me up. Oh yeah, this freeway is bumpy. You can hear it in my voice. yeah, that speed limiter. So there are times where you're going to need to go 100, past 100. And it's really kind of a buzzkill when it kind of backs off at that, you know, at that mark. But I would say 90% of the time, ow, that was a big bump. 90% of the time, you're going to be comfortable, I would say, going legal speeds, right? Again, this is a cruiser motorcycle. You're just cruising. 90% of the time, you're going to be fine with having a nice little cushion in traffic. You're not going to feel the need to, you know, split lanes and just smoke everybody to your destination. You're going to be cruising 75. And you're just fine, you know? Cool thing also is that it I'm not sure if this is a bullet or not, but it does have cruise control right there. You hit cruise control, you set it. I used to come home at 1 o'clock in the morning. Freeways were pretty empty, and this bike has cruise control. I was tired. Freeways were pretty open, so set it and forget it, dude. You just kind of hold on for the ride, just chilling. So that's another reason why, you know, the speed limiter at 100 miles an hour is a little annoying, but it's something you should know, something you should take into consideration. But I would not say it's a deal breaker, because first of all, you can, I think, get rid of it if you really wanted to, and a lot of times you're not going that fast anyway. So, like, look at this whole trip, I don't think I got above 80. Just chilling, dude. Bullet number 4. And I really hope I don't have to remake this video because of sound purposes. Like, that's like, it's always my number one kind of worry, I guess, when making these videos. You don't know how sound's gonna be, even with the external mic. And so bullet number 4. The aftermarket is pretty big, I would say. You got everything from seats to exhausts to bags to blinkers to, you know, handlebar setups, risers. Like, got a good amount of aftermarket parts that you can buy to really customize this bike to fit your riding style, or, you know, fit your personality. And, you know, in the motorcycle world, in the automotive world, that's, I would say that's important to a lot of people, is setting their bike up, setting their car up, shoot, even things like houses and stuff. People just want to kind of make them their own, you know? say the aftermarket is pretty big. There's brands like Burley brand, there's brands like K-Speed, there's brands like Leo Vince, I think, Two Brothers. There's probably brands I don't even know about because I haven't really done anything to this bike. But yeah, there's all kinds of aftermarket parts, aftermarket brands that make aftermarket parts, right? So if that interests you, you know, and you kind of like, you judge which bike you're going to go after based on what the aftermarket's like, whether or not you can throw an exhaust on it, whether or not you can change fairings and handlebar setups and things like that. If that's you, then this is definitely the bike for you. You know, if that's something you considered before buying a bike, then I think you should know that about this bike. Get down to where the wind is not so bad, right? I do not like standard mode, dude. I do not. This bike's really easy to switch modes too. So you just hit this select button on the fly. It's gonna go to sport like that. You just kind of roll off, it changes. See that slipper clutch? Woo! Slipper clutch in case you suck at shifting, or sometimes even guys who are good at shifting kind of miss a gear every once in a while. It kind of stays there until the plates line up, and then it gets into the gear, which I think is freaking cool. But yeah, I feel like sport mode, dude, it's just so much more responsive. The throttle and everything, I don't know, sometimes in standard I'm feeling a little bit of a lag, or again, that could totally be user error. But I don't know, I just find having it in sport mode is the best. Okay, so let's review. What are you doing over there, dude? Alright, let's review. So, bullet number one is this bike is a ton of fun. So much fun. I think no matter what your definition of fun is, you're gonna find it with this bike. Bullet number 2 is it's fun for everybody. No matter, you know, tall, short, male, female, like I said, it's fun for everybody. Everybody's gonna be able to ride this bike, and everybody's gonna have fun riding this bike. Bullet number 3, you're gonna want to know, at least know, about the speed limiter. Whether it's, you know, that important to you or not, I think you're just gonna want to at least know about it, right? Woo, see all that sand? All that sand right in a big old freaking bump. Where are you going, dude? These streets are, oh god, very heavily traveled by trucks and crap. So they're all beat up. Woo! Decent acceleration, I would say. Okay, bullet number 4 was the aftermarket. It is very big. The aftermarket, you're going to find everything you want, everything you need. It's not going to be an issue, you know? If that's important to you, I think it's something, if it's something you consider, then I think you'll be happy with this bike. I used to come skate at this skate park over here. Still there, dude. Alright. Which brings me to my final bullet. My final point of this video. Bullet number 5. Bullet number 5 is, she is just gorgeous, dude. Like, I feel it's an attractive bike, especially after you do everything, you know, make it your own with the aftermarket parts and accessories. But even stock, dude, it is a gorgeous bike. That to me is bullet number 5. These are in no particular order either, you know what I mean? Look at her, all black. They make ones with, you know, different colored tanks with a black rear fender, all kinds of different colors, but I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna get a cruiser, it needs to be black. So it's just a gorgeous bike. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah, I apologize for not having a ton of Rebel content, but I don't know, just been busy, life's been busy. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Let me know what I missed. If there's anything I missed, if there's anything you feel I should have covered, or if you own a Rebel 1100 and you want to make a point of what people should expect or look out for if they're in the market for this bike, yeah, drop it down in the comments. Let me know. Till next time. Peace.